Cbeebies Bedtime Story.
Hello, I'm Maxine. Would you like to join our picnic? Some friends in tonight's bedtime story are having a delicious picnic too. The story's called Florentine and Peake Have a Very Lovely Picnic, and it's by Katzler and Jess, Mikhail. Florentine and Peake were having breakfast one sparkly morning. Now that the sun is warm and toasty, I think we should do something lovely outdoors, said Florentine. Oh, Peake, I have a wonderful idea. We should have a picnic. Peake liked the sound of a picnic very much indeed. We need to think of our favourite things to eat, Florentine said. I love runny honey and you love crunchy apples. Florentine began scribbling in her notebook. The pencil was moving so speedy fast it made Peake's eyes go big and funny. At last, Florentine revealed all the marvellous things they would make. Peake's eyes got bigger and blinkier. He thought Florentine was really rather clever to think up such a lovely picnic. Oh no, Peake, Florentine gasped. You ate our very last apple for breakfast. How will we ever make our muffins now? Just as Florentine had said, Peake could not see any more apples on their apple tree. Oh dear, said Florentine. What are we going to do, Peake? Peake? Peake, where are you? Florentine couldn't see Peake anywhere. Just then, Peake burst back into the kitchen with such a crash that all the pots and pans wobbled and rang and clattered and banged. He was carrying his shiny telescope. He pointed it at their apple tree, shut one eye and peered through the telescope with the other. Peake was really rather good at winking. Suddenly, Peake began jumping in the air excitedly. What is it, Peake? Florentine asked. What can you see? Right at the very tippy top of their apple tree were 3 of the biggest, reddest, juiciest and crunchiest apples she had ever seen. Well, I never, exclaimed Florentine. Those apples look very tricky to reach, Peake, said Florentine. However will we get them down? But Peake was already marching around the kitchen collecting everything he needed for his crunchy apple mission. Peake loved apples very much indeed, and nothing, but nothing, was going to stop him from having them for his lovely picnic. Nothing at all. Florentine and Peake set off into the garden with everything they needed, and a strawberry jam sandwich too, in case Peake got hungry along the way. And with his wooden spoon, Peake waved goodbye to Florentine and disappeared up the ladder. You're ever so brave, Peake, called Florentine from under the tree. Do be careful, won't you? Florentine watched and listened. She heard rustling and bustling as Peake bravely bashed the big leaves out of his way with his wooden spoon. She heard bumping and thumping as the tree branches banged against the bole on Peake's head. She heard chomping and chewing as Peake munched on his strawberry jam sandwich. And then all was quiet. Florentine waited and waited and waited. But she couldn't hear anything at all. Are you okay, Peake? Florentine shouted up. Are you stuck? After a moment, there was a loud rustling and a wild swishing of the leaves at the top of the tree. Florentine suddenly heard 3 very loud snaps. Then there was a great thrashing and a thwacking and a crashing and a whooshing. When Florentine looked up, she glimpsed a flash of red and white spottiness tumbling through the tree towards the ground. Oh dear, said Florentine. She could see the rope swinging gently at the bottom of the tree, and hanging at the end of it was a very happy upside-down pig. Bundled up inside Pig's tablecloth were 3 very red, very juicy, very crunchy apples. "Oh, Pig, you are clever," said Florentine. "Now we have everything we need. Let's go inside and start cooking." They rolled up their sleeves, they washed their hands, and then they were ready to begin. Florentine baked and caked and mixed and whipped. Pig slurped and sloshed and laughed and licked. Florentine chopped and chunked and danced and diced. Pig whisked and wiggled and stirred and sliced. Florentine dipped and dunked and cooked and crunched, and they tossed and twirled and mashed and munched. When everything was ready, they laid their blanket beneath the apple tree and brought out all the delicious food they had made. Florentine and Pig were very happy indeed. Florentine sighed happily. "What a very lovely picnic we have had, Pig. I have loved every single minute." But Pig was already fast asleep and snoring rather loudly. Florentine giggled. It was then that she noticed Pig had something right on the end of his nose. Apple and strawberry jam. The end. Ta-da! Did you enjoy that story? It was called Florentine and Pig Have a Very Lovely Picnic. Maybe we'll all dream of picnics and delicious treats in our sleep tonight. Now it's time for you to get tucked up in bed, and I hope you'll join me soon for another bedtime story. Sleep tight.